Hi there, my name is Tyler Lingle, and in this video, I want to share with you my 4-step framework for helping you buy a home in Indy. I found buying my first home literally changed my life, and I want to help you during that same process. And the framework's really easy to remember. I call it Indy. So the I stands for introductions. So of course, we'll sit down, get to know one another over coffee or whatnot, but I want to introduce you to the people that you're going to be working with within this home purchase. So for example, if I'm ever out of town, maybe on vacation, you can still see a home. I have other agents that can step in and be involved. It's sort of like a package deal. I bring a package of about a dozen other people that you get the opportunity to work with. The first person that will include is a mortgage lender. Normally, people don't buy their first or second or even third home with all cash, and they usually get a mortgage. There are specific companies that I've vetted and tested and approved that I myself would use to get a mortgage. And what these people do is they'll underwrite you, meaning they'll check your credit, your income, your employment, and then they'll pre-approve you. And I will help you get set up to get that document. Once we have that in our hand, we can go see homes. One of the most important steps in the process of introductions is you introducing to me exactly what you're looking for. And you may not know it at the beginning. So what we'll go through is a list of questions where I'll ask you, how many bedrooms do we need versus maybe we want? Do we need a fenced in backyard? Do we need a home office? Do we need a garage? And we'll get clarity on what you should be looking for and what I need to expect within that. N stands for neighborhoods, and Indianapolis is actually a gigantic city. We have well over 1 million people within the metro area. And so that means there's tons of different neighborhoods. There's suburbs, there's quiet residential parts within the city, there's dense urban parts, there's condos, there's a lot to decide there. And the fortunate thing about it is we will do tons of showings. And I like to say that the beginning part of showings is not so much pinpointing exactly what you're looking for, putting an offer in immediately. It's just feedback. We're going to try on an area of town, visit it, experience it, walk some homes, and then get feedback. So at the end, I'll ask, now what did you like and what did you not like and what do we need to change? And through that process, we will figure out your ideal neighborhood. I and my wife chose to live in an urban neighborhood because we prioritize walking out to a place to catch a beer or grab dinner or go get ice cream. We also enjoy the fact that there's a lot of arts and culture within the city, not as much in the burbs. But we will talk about all this, we'll visit those parts of town and figure that out. It's funny because a lot of times people go into it thinking they're gonna live in one part of town, and then they find out their initial assumptions were incorrect. I once was helping someone buy a home on the near east side of downtown. They wanted to be there because of the hip restaurants and all that sort of stuff. And they found out that it just didn't feel right. They wanted to live in more of a park-like setting with lots of trees and parks, and there just wasn't that there. So we pivoted and ended up looking for homes in Broadwell area, which is known for parks and nature, and they found a home within the same week. So that doesn't happen for everyone, but many people have to switch up what they're looking for, and that's part of this process. Step 3 in the process, D, is decisions. And there are a lot of real life, weighty decisions in this process, so it's helpful to have someone walking hand in hand with you that's done it. But the two big decisions that you're gonna have to make is putting an offer in. So when putting an offer in, you have to make some decisions beneath that. Does the price match the other sold comparables? Are you getting a good deal or are you overpaying? A real estate agent can help by providing a CMA. The disclosures on the property. Did they disclose that the roof leaks or there's foundation issues or that there's outdated wiring? These are things we need to go over and decisions we need to make. And all of that goes into the decision on what offer to make. And I will usually give a recommended template on how to start that offer using the leverage you have. So what I advise people do is if there's more days on market and this property has sat, use that leverage to your advantage. The seller knows that they may need you as the buyer to get to closing. So write in there a credit that reduces your down payment. Write in there a rate buy down. Many people don't know that the seller can pay part of your interest to make your monthly payments lower those first 2 years. It's called a 2-1 rate buy down. So these are part of the decisions you need to make when writing an offer. The other big overarching decision process that you'll have to go through is the inspection period. And different buyers and agents have different philosophies. Some people request everything on the report and want to be very aggressive. Some people are a bit more nervous, and so they might request one thing on the report, just trying to get that one thing done. And so within that process, we will go through the inspection report from a qualified licensed inspector that I recommend and decide, is this important? Should I request it? Or should we make a different plan to address it later or to just monitor it? And I will break down within each line item on the inspection the options that you have. And ultimately, these are your decisions. I can recommend what I would do or the options and the menu, so to speak, that you have to work with, but these are your decisions and I can't make that for you. What I can tell you is I'm gonna support you with whatever decision you make. And step number 4, the why, is your new home. And the biggest part with buying a new home is going to be obtaining the financing for that new home. So you may be putting 5% down, 10% down, 20% down, but the rest of that value of the home is going to be given by the lender. So in exchange for the money they're lending you, they're gonna ask for certain things. And what they're gonna ask for is things like pay stubs, employment history, a credit report on your credit. And so working closely with them and checking things off with them is going to be very important. I'll be there with you during that process, reminding you what needs to be done and helping you. You may be wondering, how do I know what interest rate I'm going to get? Well, at the very beginning, when you submit a mortgage application, they're going to get back to you, and this is within a week of an accepted offer, with a loan disclosure. And what this loan disclosure tells you is your terms. So let's say the interest rate you're going to get and the monthly payment that you're going to be making. And within your new home is closing the deal. And so at the very end, we're going to make sure you've completed the mortgage application, gotten approved, that we've gotten the inspection negotiations settled and repairs made if needed. We're going to transfer the utilities. We're going to show you how to wire the money and where to wire that money, or check to bring to closing and who to bring that to. And we're going to do it. And it's going to be exciting. And we're going to go to the title company together, sign the papers, give you the keys, and we're gonna move you into your new home. So to recap, we're going to make some introductions, we're gonna choose between neighborhoods, we're gonna make some decisions, and then we're gonna move you into your new home. And if you want a one-page summary outlining this framework, I have it on my website and I'd love to give it to you.